Guys, how's it going? Welcome to episode 13 of our beautiful garden series, where we get to take a look at some of your garden spaces for inspiration, motivation. I absolutely love doing this. I love to see what you guys have come up with in your spaces, and I get a lot of ideas from you guys. So this is always a really fun time, and we woke up to a beautiful morning ourselves. Downpour of rain. It was the tail end of Hurricane Hillary, and no wind, just a downpour of rain. And I think they said we were supposed to expect about 1.5 inches of rain, which we may have got because we've just got standing water everywhere. While usually in the month of August, our average rainfall is like 0.2 inches or something like that. It was good for our plants. So I'm just going to jump into the first garden here. This one is from Linda in Wenatchee, Washington, Zone 6A. In this first picture, definitely a before shot. This is a swimming pool. So Linda said our process from an unused swimming pool to a sunken rose garden. Oh, there's the after. I love that you saw this, that you had a vision for this, because I'm not sure that I would have thought of that. Like, you guys are just so creative, and what an amazing use of this space and creating that dimension in your landscape. And looking beyond it, you can see that to the left there, you have stacked stone wall. So it like really fits into your landscape beautifully, that there's, different levels like that. Oh, this must be an interim picture right here. So filling it up there with some soil, looks like you're having it blown in. Very efficient way of doing it. There's before the fountain is in there, but there's some shrubs, some rock work taking place. Another interim shot, looks like you've got some containers sitting there kind of dotting out where you may want some plants. Oh my goodness, oh, the overhead. Oh, I love that. Oh, that is just such a cool idea. And I love that you already have, your paver walkway all the way around it. And your plants, I can see hostas in there. And those might be grapevines there, or maybe like a crimson glory vine, something like that. Oh, so you've already got a beautiful framework. That is just such a great idea. I love it, Linda. All right, guys, second garden is also from Washington in Longview, Zone 8B. And these pictures are from Barb of her backyard. The first thing I notice here, well, all the color. I see the black-eyed Susans in the background, and then it looks like Super Tunia Vista bubblegum. Those two colors just shine. But I also notice how tidy your space is, and I love that. I love the lawn looks really healthy and really like taken care of really well. And I know if Aaron was out here looking at these pictures, that would be the very first thing he notices. But the outdoor fireplace with the seating arrangement right there. Oh, I imagine a lot of evenings spent right there. All the flowers look really nice. That is interesting. So those are like paver stones stacked one on top of the other with a hole drilled through the center. I bet that sound is so nice because that water is hitting multiple different surfaces before it falls. And it doesn't look like it's splattering too awful far out. That's what I would be worried about. That's really interesting. And then a little bit closer view of some perennials and shrubs and things in one of the flower beds with some huge boulders, kind of like a retaining wall. But everything looks so healthy. Next one is Grant from California, Zone 9B. Ooh, we've got a before shot here. It looks like you might have had lawn. Let's see, Grant did include a little bit of information. So moved to our home in Napa, California in June of 2021, and the backyard started as a grass lawn, but they wanted more of a cottage vibe, so they let everything die off, so they had a blank slate. And they've done all the designing and installation themselves, minus pouring concrete. Okay, so I need to see an after shot here. Oh, another interim shot here. You can see where the lawn was. It's a nice backyard. Nice size. You can do some fun stuff in there. And the retaining wall, or the wall, or the fence in the back looks really nice. Okay. Oh, there's a walkway going in. Look at that. Oh, my word. Oh. They said they started with the infrastructure stuff first, the beautiful pergola, the paver walkway, and they have planted 9 trees. Is that what you said, Grant? 9 trees, including 3 fruit trees and 4 Japanese maples. And they're keeping the palette of what they're choosing fairly narrow. So blooms of purple or yellow, and then foliage choices of silver, blue, deep green, and red. And because they've only got like one kind of real good growing season, they've tried out, Russell he keeps trying to edge in here, I don't know if you can see him. They tried out a bunch of annuals, like including dahlias and things, just to evaluate sun needs and see how the annuals did in different areas of their garden before they are going in with perennials, which I think is so smart. And it's also a good idea if you're wanting to try out a specific color palette. You can go in with the annuals first, see if you like it, see if you need to make adjustments before you invest in the more expensive plants, the perennials and things like that. But oh my gosh, your vision. I just want to stare at all the plants here. Foxglove, violas, iris. The Japanese maple looks happy. The big, beautiful pink zinnias here. Oh, I just love it. That looks like a garden that you would want to spend a lot of time in. It looks like an oasis. It's absolutely beautiful. Next garden is in Ontario, Canada, Zone 5, from Chris and Ona, who started this garden in 2019 after they graduated from university, and have also started their own garden design and landscaping company called Habitat Bloom, specializing in native plant wildlife gardens. And this is fun to see. So you see that 2019 photo. Is Russell behind me? Russell, what are you doing? You're wrecking the pillow behind me, dude. Anyway, you can see that pathway starting to form up there in 2019, and then what it looks like in 2022. That's a really pretty shot too, with the sun coming through, and I love that natural arbor. Oh, and then look at this. Look at that mix. And I love the use of rock and stuff in here too, because I feel like, I love that abundant kind of overflowing feel of the flower beds, but it really helps to have the weight and the kind of the rest of the I don't know if that's clover, like the clover lawn, and then the gravel areas. It's just very peaceful looking, and look at it in the wintertime. That is an impressive thing to achieve right there. Having it look equally as beautiful when it's winter as it does, and in the spring, look at that with the bulbs. But seeing something look like that in all the seasons is just, that is something that's a goal to achieve right there. Another thing that I think is really interesting that they do is keep a list of wildlife that they've seen in their garden. I think that is so awesome. So to date, they've seen 42 species of birds, 14 mammals, 6 reptiles/amphibians, and too many insects to count. I think I should start a list for our garden. Next garden is from Teresa in Indiana, Zone 5B. So this is from her large cottage garden that's very heavy on roses. Oh, that is such a magical shot right there. That is like a romantic scene. I love that. I would love to know what climbers you have there, because the flowers look dainty but prolific. And then I do like that look, the roses with that kind of grayed out aged wood. That's so pretty. Oh, and look at those apricot colored roses, very cottage. Oh my goodness. But I love the use of the pyramidal. There's an Alberta spruce there on the left, and then there's some, it looks like a Wichita blue juniper there, kind of in the background, but it's got that kind of pointier structure. And then there's also a little round arb, and then some round boxwoods in there. I think having those anchor evergreen pieces just make it seem like you can enjoy the abundance because there's some structure in there. That's for me anyway, and I know that's completely personal. Oh, but look at that. Look at the big trees in the shade. There's a rosemary, it looks like patch down in there. I love all of just the different structures, like textures of green foliage you have in that garden space. Teresa, that's beautiful. Ooh, next one, we have a blank slate before. So this is from Desiree, AKA the Restless Gardener, in southeastern Pennsylvania, Zone 7A. So it was a blank slate when they moved in 2014. Let's take a look at, oh, this looks like maybe a progress shot. So we've got a pathway, kind of a dry riverbed through there. Oh, and then look at that. Look at all the, oh my goodness, we've got daylilies blooming like crazy. A lot of beautiful grasses in there. And oh, look at that. Look at that. That's like a, not exactly overhead, but from a higher level there, you can see all of the different terraced areas you have to work with, and the big boulder walls. Oh, I want to look at every, okay, echinacea, butterfly bush, there's arbs and hydrangeas, big beautiful evergreens. It looks like you're working on something in the background there with that excavator. The pergola with the outdoor fireplace, that's stunning. I love the huge flagstones on that patio as well. All right, this next one is another before shot. You guys are so great at taking before shots. I'm getting better at it, but I'm not the best. But I think it's so helpful to see a space and where you can take it from where it was at. And right here, it just looks like a nice lawn area. This, of course, is in the winter time, so it's not as green as it probably is in season. But let's take a look. There's an interim shot. So starting to remove some soil, or grass, not soil. And then an arbor goes in. That structure helps so much. Love seeing the defined edges here. Oh, and then look, raised beds. So landscape fabric, I don't use normally, just kind of as a rule. I don't use it in flower beds, but in this kind of situation, I absolutely and down with that. We did much the same thing in our raised bed garden area. We put down landscape fabric, and then you can see after the raised beds there. So what we did is put our raised beds down on the landscape fabric and then cut out the fabric from underneath the raised bed. That way in the walkway, it eliminates needing to use herbicides or have to pull weeds all the time, which we would have had to. There was a bindweed problem in that area. And so I feel like that's actually the smartest thing to do in an area like that, because it's easier on yourself and it's easier on, everything around you, not having to use the herbicides. And that looks really good and really tidy, and it has a very, I don't know what the word is, but you'd want to spend time in there. And then there's a lighter pink rose there growing on the side of the house. Oh, that's so pretty. Oh, and then I love this. I love seeing the obelisks in there. There's a ranch panel trellis between the two raised beds. Oh, and then you've got some posts with some baskets. Oh my goodness. We've thought about doing that in some areas. That looks really good. Okay, next is Jennifer in Central Kentucky, Zone 6B. And this is a progression shot, you guys, of impatiens that she plants under her weeping cherry trees. She said she gets so many compliments every year of how big they get. They reach almost 31 inches tall. Okay, so now we're looking at the before shot. So it looks tidy and clean. There's a little bit of color. Oh my word, see, that's already brimming. Look at that. And then, oh, they're like shrubs now. Oh my word, that is gorgeous. I wonder, did you include any watering information or fertilizer? She said it's just really good soil. That's nice. With horse manure mixed in, Miracle Grow shake and feed twice a month and keeping them watered. That is impressive. Absolutely beautiful. I would do that every year too in that spot. Next garden is Alfredo Hernandez in Mexico. So a desert zone. This is exciting. I love to see different parts of the world. So this is their back garden. They started about 3 years ago, and they say it's changed a lot. So cinder block wall, that's kind of nice. That creates such a beautiful stop and such a beautiful area to create a backdrop. And then there's nothing like fighting for your attention behind it that, belongs to a neighbor or whatever. Oh, that's fun. Okay. Oh my. Whoa, that has changed a lot. Look at that. That does not look like a desert climate garden at all. How beautiful. Look at that. You've got some trees, roses, zinnias in there. Oh, and then you've got some snow. Is that normal in your area? Oh my goodness. And I can see that the snow happened before your garden got quite as mature as I see in these other pictures. Boy, that vine, it looks like maybe a Virginia creeper, which we grow in our area too. It's not invasive here. It does well in our drier climates, doesn't it? And I think that's why it's not invasive, is because we don't have the moisture for it to really want to take over, but it gets absolutely beautiful in the fall. I love the pathways you've created through there. That is really pretty. Oh, we got a pile of dirt in this next picture. These are from Lauren and Jake in Michigan, Zone 6A. So 2022 was their second full season of gardening, and they have a lot of plans for this year. They're excited to continue to evolve their space. So pictures of both the front and back with before and after shots. Okay, so we've got the pile of dirt with the sweet dog next to it. Is that the same space? I gotta study this. You put in a whole patio right there? That patio looks like it's been there forever. Whoa, that is the same space, because I'm seeing that little window and then, the two sides of the house right there. Wow, much better. Real huge improvement. My goodness. And look at the window boxes just brimming over. It looks like this incredible Saturn and Sweet Caroline light green, and then some variety of Supertunia, maybe a Vista fuchsia or something like that, possibly. Really pretty color combination. And then look at the flower bed before, little sweet flowers right there, very narrow flower bed, and then look at it. Oh my word. Your window boxes are impressive. I would love to see a planting plan for those. That's totally my color palette too, the white, purple, and the pink. It looks beautiful with the color of your siding. And then just flower beds packed full. Beautiful hydrangea. Looks like what is that? Is that a Weigela, a variegated one? Green and kind of a yellow. Daisies, alyssum, Supertunias, phlox. That looks like the luminescence, the luminary opalescence, right? The pink with the dark eye, so gorgeous. The next garden is from Bev in Manitoba, Canada, Zone 3. So you get very cold where you were at. Bev said, oh, we've accomplished more in the last 5 years of watching your channel than the previous 19 years of living here. That makes me happy to hear. Okay, so we're looking at a very nice looking, huge vegetable garden area with a glorious crop of corn in the background. Looks like a shed in the back there, red cannas, white petunias, and then a view from the back side of that, like the back side of the corn looking toward the house. Looks like you're putting in some kind of maybe enclosed porch area or something. What am I looking at right here? What manner of formal garden are you putting in? Oh, seeing shapes like this, it just does it for me. I just love it. I love the circle area in the middle with the centerpiece fountain, the balance on either side. Oh my word, that is so pretty. And I thought the vegetable garden was pretty before. That's what I'm saying, you guys. Like, looking at a space, everything looks fine, it looks pretty, but then seeing some of your ideas come out and seeing them applied and kind of seeing that end shot, that end goal, the vision, it's amazing and it's inspiring to me. That is so pretty. And those white flowers, they glow, especially in whatever kind of this looks like, maybe right at the end of the day, kind of that dusk time where just the whites just pop, but that whole area looks so pretty. That grass pathway just added a tremendous amount to that space. Oh, and here's a shot from back behind looking toward your house. Looks like you finished the house renovation as well. It's been a big few years. I don't know if you did this all in one season or not, but it's been, a great transformation. Oh, look at that. Okay. Got a statue in the middle. Very beautiful mix of different types of plants, but a lot of restraint used in terms of color. You know, kind of leaning in on those reds and whites and keeping it at that and not letting a whole bunch of other colors come in kind of gives it more of a restful feel to me. So we've got like do you call it a canopy or a pergola seating area right there? Everything looks so tidy and happy, but wait a minute. Is this next picture that same area? I think it might be. So this is the before, looking at the shed that you can hardly see because of an overgrown tree. And there it is after it's been unearthed. My goodness, that corner is way bigger than it looks like in the before picture. Wow. So that really opened it up in order to get that seating area in there and kind of create something different with that shed and make your space so usable. I love that. Beautiful job. Okay, last garden is from Louise, also in Canada, in Quebec. These are from her yard. She said she won 3rd place in her city's contest. I don't know what the city contest was, but I'm guessing something garden related. And don't you just want to walk through that gate just to see and explore what's behind it? I see some containers, a fountain back in there, beautiful plants. That also is a very romantic scene. Anything with an arbor like that, you know, it just like beckons you. You want to go through it. Of course, the style of that screen door is beautiful too and looks very Victorian. Oh, there's planters on the fence. There's plants everywhere and they all look happy. Oh, look at this. Look at the fountain. Nice sound from that. You know, our neighbors, the ones that live right behind our fence where our grapevines are out there, they are the most recent to build over there. They've got a fountain maybe this size, and I can hear that fountain through our whole cut flower garden. Whenever I'm working out in the south garden, I can hear it. And it's such a peaceful sound, and I don't even have that fountain in my yard, and I appreciate it. So I know if you've got neighbors nearby, they're probably enjoying the heck out of that. Really happy looking hostas underneath it. Oh, a little backed up so we can see a bit more in front. Wow, another red and white garden. How fun is that? I can see the front door is red as well. Red containers. Oh my, look at that huge hosta. You've got the red begonias in front and the white begonias. I always want to know how old a garden space is. You know, when you see those big mature plants, wow, there's a straight on of the front door. I love your use of color when it comes to annuals as well, just in the foliage, not in blooms. You know, I can see creeping Jenny and a lot of coleus and sweet potato vine. I love containers that lean heavy in on that. Louise, it's a beautiful space. Great job. And you guys, that is it for today's Beautiful Gardens video. I think we looked at, 11 or 12 gardens today. How fun. And we will, like I said in previous videos, we'll continue on with this series. You can still jump on the Beautiful Gardens train if you want to. We will put a link down below, and that just takes you to the form where you can fill it out and send in your pictures, and we will add them onto our list. We still have a lot of gardens to get through, but we can just keep doing these forever. If I had it my way, we would just do it forever. And we do tackle more in the wintertime or when it's colder or the weather, we have inclement weather of any kind. So anyway, you will see an increase of these as we move into later fall and winter months. So it's always fun to look at lush garden spots and beautiful plants during that time of year. So thank you to all of you who submitted your pictures and all of your information. We just appreciate it so, so much. And to all of you who have submitted pictures, we will get to them at some point, hopefully down the road. Anyway, I hope you guys are all having a great day. Thank you for watching this video, and we will see you in the next one. Bye.